All right, so I'm going to discuss one of the biggest dual citizenship legal hacks. And this is not legal advice, this is educational content. But I'm going to talk about the biggest pro of the Argentinian citizenship. This is a hot passport because it is one of the strongest in Latin Americas. It is one of the fastest. A lot of people are interested in getting citizenships in countries like Singapore, Netherlands, Japan. One of the biggest problems with naturalizing in some of those countries, or even South Korea, is that they don't allow dual citizenship. They only have a single citizenship policy. Now, the legal hack, and again, as I said, this is not legal advice, but the biggest situation here is once you obtain an Argentinian citizenship. Now, Argentina is one of the only countries in the world that doesn't legally let you renounce your citizenship. Yes, you can file court cases, and off late there's been some noise that people are making who are trying to get rid of it. But believe me, constitutionally, it does not allow it. It can take forever. The long story short is you're not supposed to renounce it, right? So once you get it, it's a one-way street. So that is one of the biggest cons. A lot of people are afraid that once they get it, what if there's a citizenship-based taxation? Let's say a lot of people renounce the American or US citizenship. What if they want to do the same thing with the Argentinian one? So that's the fear factor. On the flip side, this could be one of the biggest pros for someone who is trying to strike a dual citizenship deal with one of the countries that does not allow it. Now, here's the magical part. Now, if you look at this statement here, and this is the wiki article, you can read it. Argentinians seeking citizenships in countries where multiple nationalities is prohibited can contact their consulates to obtain proof of the irrevocability of Argentinian nationality. Meaning, let's say you have satisfied the requirements for a Singapore citizenship. There's a recent change in the immigration rules in Singapore. If you have missed that video, you can return and watch this one. I've discussed this in detail. But let's say you're interested in obtaining, you've completed the requirements for a Singapore citizenship, you've spent sufficient time in the country, and Singapore does not let you allow dual. Let's say you have an Argentinian or you get an Argentinian in 2 years, right? You can actually get this citizenship in just 2 to 3 years in the country with Javier Milei. One of the biggest glimmer of hopes is that the country is at the lowest point right now economically. This used to be one of the richest countries in Latin America at one point in time. So this is the rock bottom. I get a lot of clients who I discuss this with, and they often ask me, is this the right time to invest? And my answer is, well, this is the rock bottom, and you have the right candidate. He's a right wing candidate. Some like to call him libertarian, whatever you might call him. But what he's trying to do is he's trying to put in invest a lot of efforts in reviving it. And that's what you want, right? You want someone to come and work hard for you, for the citizens, and then you want him to revive the economy. So this is the rock bottom. Let's say he puts in the efforts. This can only go up, is what one can think of. So is it the right time to invest? It's an interesting one, right? One could take a calculated risk. Yeah, I mean, looks like he's trying to take the country on the right path. A lot of expats are excited. They are thinking of moving to Argentina 2 years in, and you can actually apply for that Argentinian citizenship. So once you have this unique beast in your portfolio, you have this situation where, let's say, you can't add a Singapore, a Dutch, or a South Korean, then this opens the doors. You can provide proof that this is irrevocable, and then you can proceed with a particular country. Here's the magical part. Now, once you strike this combination and you are able to acquire one of these citizenships, what happens after you strike this combination? Let's say in future you want to go ahead and apply for a third one and a fourth one. Now, these people aren't going to ask you what you got after, right? At the time of obtaining it, they're going to ask you proof of revocation of the previous one. Here you have a proof where it cannot be revoked, so you have entered their citizenship. Now, once you have the citizenship in place, there's certain countries which would want to keep a watch on what you acquire in future, but certain countries don't ask for it. You don't go and return and tell them. So there could be an interesting situation. You could unlock the dual citizenship lock on you, and then you can proceed with having more. And again, this has to be checked with that respective countries. A lot of permutation combination, a lot of circumstances where this might not be allowed, right? So you got to keep in mind which country you're dealing with. So this is one of the biggest pros. A couple of them, right? One is that it allows you can never renounce this, so no one can strip you off of this citizenship. So this can be an advantage if you're trying to pursue a country in future which does not allow dual. So this opens up the floodgates to add more in those circumstances. And second is that whole investment opportunity, where let's say you're investing at this rock bottom time. This gives you the opportunity to not only make money, right, capital gains, but this also gives you the opportunity to gain citizenship, an interesting one in this situation. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if this is a good citizenship to consider at this point in time. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure to go ahead and turn on the bell notification and subscribe now so you don't miss out on any latest developments within the RCBI domain. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, make sure you're subbed. Catch you in the next one.